Alrighty, welcome back. We're on air. Haven't got the on air sign on. Will you plug that sign on, please, Aiden? Yes. Then we know we're really on air. Aiden and the Bedens in this morning. We had a great Canada Day. We did. Yes, we did. We worked all day yesterday. That's what we do every day. Basically, what's going on with... We got the Fiero in the paint room. We got a couple things that we have to paint before we tidy it up, to mask it up, to paint it. Now let's go and take a look for a second. We've got all the little pieces. We got them sanded and painted. The mirrors got painted. All the moldings for the doors and all that stuff got a little coat, a little love put on them. The door handles got to put a little love on them. We got all the trim that's painted silver, and all the black is painted. We got the door skins put back on the door. We figured out a few things that we're going to have to put the skins on before we paint it. The reason being is, if I don't, I'm going to scratch it. So I'm going to actually paint the door and then apply everything after. We got our paint feathered off down on the quarter panel where the paint come off. That's quite an issue, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. We got some black going on these pieces just to tidy them up a little piece. We had a crack. This was broken. We got this fixed, and then we got it in primer. Now we're ready for the satin black paint. So we're just waiting for some paint right now, but we got them taped off and ready. We got the piece on this side. We got this sanded and primer, so now we're just waiting for the satin black to come to finish that off. Got the door skin on this side. Yesterday we we had the video where we did the paint and we pulled it off and it pulled some paint off. Not very good that happens. We're coming to find out, like, the car was not properly prepped and sanded before you painted it. And basically what's going on is that now when we're peeling the tape off, we're using the heat gun to heat the tape up a little bit so we can get it ripped off without destroying it. If you take a look on the floor here, you can see this stuff. See that? That is clear coat, and it's all over the floor. It's everywheres. If you kind of see it, like this stuff here, it's kind of everywheres. We had the fin for the back of it. What's going on there? We were going to get that ready and get that sanded down, get that painted, and we actually spent some time on it, sanding it down. But this is what's going on. As we sanded it, this was all sanded. You can see where we sanded it. There were some places where it wasn't feathered off. We took an air hose to it, and it just come off in sheets. Even painted over top of the rubbers, painted over top of everything. And now, in order to make this right, and basically like the car, you would have to strip all that clear coat off, sand the paint that's underneath of it, and go there. So when we started blowing it off, we can get some of it off. Some of it comes off nice, some of it doesn't. But as we get going, we want it to sand the rest of the clear coat off. And this is the issue. When you go to sand the clear coat off, you start getting into the material of the car, because you're trying to get this off, and you start sanding into the material of the car. Then it becomes, you are actually destroying the ocean floor. And the ocean floor is the fiberglass or the plastic. And then you start distorting the fiberglass and the plastic to take off the clear coat. Then you're coming into a bigger issue where once you get all the paint tore off and you're down into the fiberglass and you're down into your plastic, you'd have to prime it, guide coat it, and block it out to make it flat again, because you would end up digging at it and making low spots and high spots to get the clear coat off. So that right there, to me, is a big failure, and the reason being is that would cost too much money, too much time, too much effort, and then just get another one. Because to be honest with you, to try to get all the clear coat off and to tape something, or to get all the clear coat off without getting to the ocean floor, which is the plastic, and making it all weebly wobbly, and then priming it and bring it back up again, you might as well just grab another one somewhere. So basically, I'm hoping that we can go to Tim's place and grab another one. That's what I'm hoping. That's got my fingers crossed. As you can see on the car, basically a lot of the same thing was done, and you can see the clear coat coming off there. I'm not sure if it's a factory thing or if it's a, you know, a repaint thing. Not sure, not investigating that hard on it, but it's an issue that we have. So as we get going on the car, we've had that issue in a couple places where we pulled off the tape, it's pulled off paint or clear coat, and yeah, it's touchy, believe me. So in order to actually do it 100% and say that you've done it 100%, you'd have to strip all the paint off it, all the clear coat, everything off it, right down to the plastic, and start over again. And Napa Know-How's here with their satin black. You can just put it anywheres. Awesome, thank you very much. Cool. In order to do it the proper, I don't say the proper way, the best way possible, you have to strip all the paint off, all the clear coat off, and start fresh. And we're not there. We're not going for that. We're going for a paint job and 3 different colors. 3 different colors is enough, let alone doing a paint job. But to sand all that off or try to get it off, you would end up going into the ocean floor, which is a plastic. You would end up making it not look good because you'd be digging at it trying to get the paint off. So what we've come up with, like I said, we'll tape off what we can. We're going to get it painted, but make sure when we take the tape off, we're going to have to use a heat gun and hopefully nothing comes off with it. That's where we're at. So we just got our satin black. We're going to end up going with that, but while we were waiting for satin black, me and Aiden have decided to push out the Jaguar, and we're going to take some of the front end off. We have a front end over here. This is out of the 84, the one that we had junk down the road. They did a good job, got it all ripped out for me, didn't destroy anything. That's the engine for Jolene's car. We're going to go see Bernie probably tomorrow or the next day. We're going to get geared up a little bit more stuff on that. So right now that's the front end that I'm going to use in the Jaguar here, and me and Aiden are just going to tear some stuff off. I do not want to tear it all apart that I can't push it in and out. I just want to get some stuff off it. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to cut some stuff off of this, and then we're going right back on the old Fiero because our satin black's it's here. Napa Know-How has delivered it. We'll put some of that on there. We'll let that dry, and then we'll probably show us taping it up and getting it ready. And we'll show the people that's never taped up a car before or wants to know. We'll show you exactly how we do it. You take what you like and throw away what you don't. But basically, this is what we're going to do. We're going to tear some front end pieces off this, and basically, I'm not going to tear a whole bunch off. I'm probably going to cut it off. But this piece right here, with the pitman arm on it, I'd like to unbolt it to just get it off. Got some sockets, Aiden?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. We got some sockets to rip that stuff off. I'm going to get you some penetrating fluid. Just throw it on there just to, I don't know, say you got some on there, I guess. Good job, Fina. You're working, huh? You're working. We use, you want to come this way, Fina? Come this way. Come on. There's a back door. If you want to go outside, you know there's a back door. We use Crown penetrant on everything, generally. They treat us good, basically. Bring off, fly. So Aiden's going to try to get them off, these bolts here for this pitman arm. It's kind of a funny situation going on here with an arm going through here, another pitman arm on this side. It seems like quite a bit of junk. I'm just going to cut off this arm here and cut off whatever I can, but he's going to unbolt this piece and then we'll rip that part off. We'll have the upper control arm and the lower control arm to deal with. This has got torsion bars. Torsion bars is this bar going down here. If you notice, this car has got no springs in it. You know what I'm saying, Aiden? I'll show you. See this piece right here? This is all contained. Everything's right on this front end. You just have to lay the frame in here and you got everything. See the spring?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's got a spring doing the suspension. That's got a bar that twists.
Okay.
There's a lot of pressure on that bad boy. Yeah. So you go for that. I'm going to grab a zip cut and cut some stuff off. And we'll probably do a couple things today because, well, we got a couple things to do. Basically, the Fiero is not going to be left alone, but we got all the pieces looking good. We got the door handles all painted, all the moldings touched up, all the black touched up. Jolene's looking amazing today. She looks like a little sailor girl, a little black top, and her pants are rolled up. Little Chuck Taylors on, ponytail, a couple bracelets. Woo! She's looking badass. You're gonna need a wrench.
I am gonna need one.
Yeah, you're gonna need a wrench. As you can tell, I'm not going to mess with it. Cutting it off. I'm not taking anything off. Dun, 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 dun. Flies are bad. Can you get your socket on that and your air ratchet? Probably not.
Nope, doesn't look like it.
I'm going to cut this off. This is not supposed to be here. I don't know why that's all welded on there, but they must have been towing it around or something. Wow. Wow. Probably get the plasma cutter out and cut some of this stuff off. Get a I got the urge to finish something, boys. I got the urge to finish something. And I keep thinking about it. After I finish it, where do I put it? Where do I put it? We have not gone down to the house yet and showed you that. We're going to sell that. We have a house and a barn for sale. If you're interested in a house and a barn in the Canning, there's a lot of people moving here from Ontario, all over the world actually, because of the housing market, I guess. And we are going to have something for sale. You're badass, Eden.
Yeah, she's going.
Badass. Basically what I'm thinking is, with this chassis, I got to cut it all off anyways because it's all welded on there, but I'm thinking where this is added, there's a piece added in here. There's a beautiful chassis on the outside that comes all the way through here. Right, like this is the chassis here. All this, like this piece in here that holds the torsion bar, I think I might get rid of it in there just to lighten the chassis up. It does not need to be that heavy there, I don't think. Well, I'm positive, but anyways, that's what I'm thinking. But that stuff all has to be cut off, and it's quite a chunk of metal, that's for sure. Wow. I'm going to cut it off, I guess. Not going the right way, but got a ratchet here for that. Put your ratchet on it.
The other side.
Yeah, just put a ratchet on it if you can.
Gotcha.
And then I'll hold it and you can take it right out.
Cool.
Hopefully, after you unbolt that, can't get nothing on it. Size wrenches, you can get a wrench on it. Can you? Some of the stuff I find on these cars, you can't even get a wrench on anything. Just hold that there. Put your socket on it, and I'll hold it. Right. Victory! Hit it with a hammer, knock it out, and you can pull that whole section off. Hopefully that I got it cut off this end, and you pull that whole section off.
Cool.
I'm hoping. You want that piece?
It's coming with it, I guess.
You can take that home if you want.
Yeah, just put it back there.
No.
Cool.
We'll throw it in the junk pile, no doubt in my mind.
I'll get it. I'll put it over here tonight.
Wow. 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 That's all I got to say is wow.
Just what?
Need a set of torches almost. Wow. Grab a grinder and a zip cut, so you'd have to. I'm not sure. Probably could push it in plasma cut it. Nice. Cutting the wrong way with it. It'll get you sometimes. It'll get you. My plasma cutter is a 220, and I'm not going to be able to reach it out this far. Not interested in blowing sparks around inside the shop right at this present moment. So we're going to cut it off with a zip cut. That's the way it is. No, we got some up here on the other side here. I'll get them. That little sucker's not going to do you nothing other than give you a headache. You don't want a headache, do you?
Not particularly. If I can avoid one.
Alrighty. I like them ones, to be honest with you. We've got a few different ones here, that's for sure.
Good selection.
We've got a selection. We've got a good fan base. Anyways, I'm just going to pull them out. See what happens. Put a pair of gloves on too, Aiden.
Yeah,
What the hey? Bum, bum, bum. It'll be nice to get some paint on the old Fiero, yes it will. And there's a lot of pieces to a Fiero, yes there is. So if you think you're going to do it in a couple minutes, that's not going to happen. There's 3 different paint jobs, silver, black, and red. I'm not even sure if we're going to be able to get them cut off with the zip cut, to be honest with you. And the reason being is, it's because they built her to last, that's for sure. The front end anyways. There's nothing coming off the front end of this bad boy. But I'm hoping that I can lighten a lot of it up by cutting it off and adding that front end. I'm hoping that front end drops it down a little bit. We should have better handling, better steering. This had disc brakes on it. Hard to believe, in 1959 had disc brakes. I don't know if many American cars had disc brakes in 1959, but this one did. Doesn't sound that good. She is a shaking and a vibrating. It's all right. I want to throw sparks at Aiden. That's not what I want to do. How you making out, Aiden? I'm thinking this might be a one-man job up here. Just seeing where I'm throwing sparks. I think we'll probably be throwing them at each other, and I don't want to shower you with sparks.
Gotcha. Not too good.
I'm going to get you doing something else.
Okay.
Not sure what that is. I might go towards. Not sure what that is. Yeah, let's do it. Good thing I got Jolene thinking. Aiden, if you want to take a scraper, grab a scraper and just clean this front end a little bit, because we're going to end up cleaning it and putting it in there. It's not bad now, I guess, but not really that bad, is it? All right, I'll tell you what to do. Scrape it off the best you can with the scraper.
Okay.
Just scrape all the shit off, and then we'll get the pressure washer going. You can pressure wash it. You got a scraper right here.
That's perfect.
And one right. Okay. And there's a little one right here.
Perfect.
Yep, so you got 3 scrapers. Just scrape it down, get the grease off the best you can, and what we'll do is we'll soak it down in spray 9, just get it cleaned up, and then we'll pressure wash it off, and we'll have something that's fairly clean.
Okay.
Whenever you think you get all the grease off that you want to get off,
yeah,
let me know, and we'll turn the pressure washer on.
Okay, I'll grab the spray 9.
Cool. We have a 30, what year is that thing there? 30, no, 35, isn't it? Is that 35? We have a 35 Dodge sitting right there. We acquired it when we acquired it. It's not in bad shape. It needs a bit of work in the floor and stuff like that, and the wheel wells is not in bad shape. That's why we acquired, because the chassis, it runs, the chassis is good on it. It's got good sheet metal and that stuff. I think we even did a video us buying it. I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at it all the time because I want to do something with it, just because that's what I like to do, and that's what I do when I have something in the dooryard. I always think about things like what I'm going to do. I even thought about the TR6 over there. What roof, if I put that roof on it, what it would look like. I know it wouldn't probably look that appealing, but that's the sort of stuff that I do and how I build things. But if you have any idea what you'd like to see that made into, shoot it out, and if we get to see it, that'd be great. Just shoot the idea out, because I haven't come up with a full plan yet what I want to do with it yet. We thought about making a truck out of it, Then this morning I was looking at it, and we should make a sedan delivery out of it. If you have an idea what you would do with it, shoot it out there and let me hear what you got in mind. Because I like to, you know, sometimes when I'm thinking about things, it's nice to have an idea and I can shoot off that idea to make what I want. They had double the gear on this one. Double the gear. I would say they had 2 pitman arms on it. Yeah, really. Wow. I have, what do I have now? The front end is kind of freewheeling now. Now she don't steer at all because we cut our linkage out of it. We have a torsion bar front end on this. And once I cut the torsion bar front end out, or once I get rid of those torsion bars, she's going to the ground. She's going to the ground. And I do not want it to go to the ground yet. Or I don't think I do. I do not know how that torsion bar works. I do not. I know from cutting them from before, there's a lot of pressure on them. When you cut them, they go bang! And that's when you cut that bar right there. If you cut that bar with a zip cut, this bar right here, if you cut that with a zip cut, she'll take off on you. Bang! It's quite a bang, that's for sure. I've got a bolt right here. And I've got a bolt on the other side, right there. Now, I'm not sure what I want to do yet. If I cut it, the front end's going to go down to the ground. Or if I take the torsion bars, the front end's going to go to the ground. I guess that. I sort of still want to roll it around for a little bit, I do. I think I do. This is my front end piece up here. If I take the bolt, there's a bolt here on my lower control arm. Right here is a big one here with the cotter pin in it. I'm thinking that that torsion bar will be able to take off. That's what I'm thinking. Because it seems like it'd be a swing arm on the torsion bar there. It's bolted up there. It's got one little bolt there. One little bolt there on the end of that torsion bar. That torsion bar goes inside that. There's one bolt there. And then there's a big bolt there on the bottom of the control arm. If I pull that bad boy out, I think it would take off. And they both have cotter keys in them. And you know how hard them are to get out. They're a bugger. Scrap guy's gonna love me. Scrap guy's gonna love me. It doesn't take long for the old garage to get back not clean again. I know that for sure. Paint room's clean though. We blew that all out. Woo, that's good. Love it. You want to see that front end drop? Do you, she says. I'm not sure if I want to see it drop or not, baby. And do you? That was a question of the day. Do you? Yeah, I suppose. Do you? Tim bought over his pressure washer, and we used it to clean the engine. What a great machine. And when we were doing TV, a guy named Ted Ogilvie, that's his name, Ted Ogilvie, give us a brand new pressure washer. We've never ever hooked it up, and I can't wait until the day happens. We build a nice big shop back there, a barn back there, and we get to hook that bad boy up, because that's quite a unit. Quite a unit. So Ted Ogilvie, if you watch these videos, we have not forgot about you, and we still have that pressure washer. We just have never been able to hook it up. We're hoping that we're going to be able to sell our place down in Canning and get us a place where we can put our cars and our motorcycles and be able to use them and look after them. And when I get Jolene's car, we'll have just a nice beautiful spot that she can store it, have it at full time, so she can do whatever she wants, when she wants, and that's the way we'd like it. How you making out, Aiden?
Doing good.
You having fun?
Oh yeah. Getting it cleaned
He's
up.
a good worker, people. He's a good worker. Aiden in the bed, and he's a good guy. One thing you notice about Aiden, he does not have his phone at all. You never see him with his phone. Perfect. Never. He does not have his phone with him at all. Says a lot about something, does it not? I gotta see what size that is, see how big that is. It says a lot about somebody. Pair of gotta get down on the ground. Get down, Chad, get down. There's a cotter pin in it. I guess they'd never want that to come out, I guess. Probably not. Look at that now, would you? Come on out there, Cotter Kitty. Look at that now, would you? Sometimes these things can be difficult. Other times they're okay. Yeah. All right. Not sure what's going to happen when I take that out. Not sure. Never done this before, so bear with me. Not even sure what size that is, to be honest with you. Check it out. Grab 3 or 4 sockets if you don't know the size. That's what I do. And we have a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I'm going to get the... Probably have to have a wrench on the other side. See what happens. With this bad boy. Got the air. Come on now. Behave. That turned on the other side, is it, sweetheart? Probably is. Can you see if the bolts turn on this side? Yeah, I can feel it. Yep. Keep me young up and down, eh? Keep me young. My size, I say yes. back. Alrighty. Hoping that. Get your thumb off it. Atta boy. I got a big hammer here. I got a big hammer. I wonder what's going to happen. We're soon going to find out. I think it's going to feel like it's going to take off, isn't it, or something. Nothing happened. I'm going to let this down, see what happens. Nothing happened yet. Ouch. I don't know how you get the other bolt in. See, I don't know how you can get a socket on that. I'm not sure. I think we'll have to take the bottom control arm to get that off, or a socket on that to even get that bolt to come out. Not interested in cutting the torsion bars with a zip cut. Not interested. Done that before, and it's a scary proposition. It's a scary proposition. Grab this. Take one out on the other side. I'm not sure. Maybe I should. I don't know. When you don't know, that's when you can get hurt, that's for sure. Just trying to move that, see if it moves, and it doesn't want to. I'm kind of wondering why. Wonder what goes on back to take that torsion bar off. I'm going to cut here in a minute. I'm going to cut. I suppose if I cut and take it, if I take it all off, if I undo all this and take off the lower control arm, that's still got pressure on it. So I don't know. I don't know how I want to do it. As far as it goes, like, I mean, I would just, to be honest with you, instead of taking all the nuts and bolts out, I just cut the arms off, be done with it, 'cause I'm not going to use it. Not going to use it for anything else. Not going to use it. Not sure what I want to do right at the present moment. Got the front end sitting there. I suppose I could take that front end and just set it underneath there. If I cut this all out right at the present moment, I can cut it all right out and just jack this up and slide that one underneath and just start cutting and fitting, I suppose. Clamping on the pair of vice grips, because it's just going to sit on the bottom of this chassis. That's just going to roll over and sit underneath of it. I'm scared of the torsion bars. Look underneath this side, see where it ends. Thing's not bad underneath, but here's how I can lower it right there. Cool. Cool. I can lower it. Take the pressure off it anyways. Right there in the back. I can see where I can take the pressure off. I think that's what I might do. That's what I might do. Put a couple jack stands underneath of it. Take the pressure off the torsion bar. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jack, or I'm going to lower her, I guess. I'm going to take the pressure off the torsion bar. There's a bolt that goes up in there that puts pressure on an arm that twists that torsion bar, and I'm going to take off the pressure of it, and it should lower it right down. I'm going to lower it, and then I'm going to cut it off. You know what I'm trying to tell you? I'm going to lower it, and then I'm going to cut it off. Ouch. See if they're in. Sometimes they rust and they stick outside, so I'm gonna have to get a socket to fit that, or hope I can get a socket to fit it as well. Get 3 or 4. See what happens. Once the pressure's off, I don't care about cutting them, but I've cut them before. I learned my lesson. I'll check than that. There's a. You want me to bring the camera and show you? Huh? Can you see? There's a bolt right there. You see it? Right there. It's got to be loosened off, and it's got an arm there, like an arm that turns that torsion bar, twists it up, and I just loosen that up. It'll take the pressure off of that, and it'll let it drop down. That's what I'm thinking. And It's bigger than 11/16. I might even not be able to get a socket on it, I'm not sure, but we'll see. So sometime, when I get probably the front end tore to this, today we'll paint the satin black around where it has to be painted, and then we'll start taping it off to get it to rock and roll. What size? 3/4? I can try 3/4. It's too bad I don't have everything where it should be, but I do not. To be honest with you, this car don't look to be bad shape underneath. Not at all. Not bad at all. There she be, right there in the handbag. I'm gonna roll over. Loosened off. I'll loosen the other one off and it'll probably go right to the ground. Not right to the ground, but it'll look different. Come on out. Brass. I'm hoping I don't shut your mic off, but I'm gonna get down. Out. Let's take jack stands out. Let's see what happens. And I start cutting. Why am I being fussy making the wheel straight? I have no idea. No idea. That still didn't go down, did it? Huh? Something happened. All the pressure's off. Must have went down a little ways. Yeah, it did went down a little ways, not much, but Jolene's thinking, not to my satisfaction, is not. What happened on this side? See? So obviously they still have pressure on them. Well, I'm just going to start cutting, basically. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting with the top control arm. It obviously went down a little bit. Where are we at? 104? I can see if I can get one of these cut off. Would be nice. Would be nice. Wouldn't it? Get one of them cut off. One of the hats is what I'm thinking. One of the hats on top. I don't want to do that. Probably for the, don't know, right, steady. Gone. Going to get a reciprocator saw and a hacksaw blade. I'm going to cut the top of that off. Not going to try to unbolt nothing. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to cut it off. I don't want to run back, forth, getting sockets and that sort of stuff and beating everything apart. I just want to cut it off. And we're going to check it out here in a second. I'm going to cut it off. See what happens. See if this will cut it. I don't like the way it's cutting it, but come on. Check something out. That should pull down, I'm hoping. Let's cut it off. shock, am I? Yeah. Woo! Starting to take off. That's a good thing. Quite a hunk of metal cut off. Baby. Yay! Nobody got hurt. Obviously, you gotta cut the other one off the other side. Wow. That went well, didn't it? That went well. That went good.